Let's just start the interview. First, introduce yourself, your college, where are you from, and your current year, and what have you done in your previous years, first year, second year, third year, and what's your goal now?
So, hello ma'am, myself Mohammed Irshad Alam. I'm currently doing BTech third year, CSE. So, I've been doing software development. I've been currently learning Flutter. I've just started with Flutter, but I've not got that concept of Flutter, so that's why I'm a little bit confused with that concept and all that. Okay, I've done little bit of Android development. In Android Studio, I've developed a small calculator app. Okay. For
Hmm.
that, and same for hackathon and stuff, I've built many hackathon projects regarding carbon emission and skill sync. Like it is a Tinder app for developers. Like you can connect with one another. It is still not deployed, but yeah, we are working on it, and that's
So I see you have opt for core subjects and DSA basics. So I believe you might have a good understanding with the DSA concepts. So can you rate yourself in DSA out of 10?
it. Currently, I will rate myself as 7, 8 out of 10. Like I've not revised that much concepts as I was busy in other stuff, like learning new things. So I got a bit apart from DSA. Uh, that's why I would
Okay.
like to rate
What
myself less
what
rating.
data structures you like the most? Which data structure you have expertise?
Ma'am, expertise in I can say like overall with a little bit of arrays, strings, and all that stuff, but not properly that advanced concept.
Okay. So that as far I can understand, you can solve the medium level or at least the easy level, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's do a problem.
Hmm.
Do you have lead code
Yes, ma'am. I have it.
account? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
just share your screen and open the lead code. Sign in.
Uh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so meanwhile, can you tell me if we are inserting an element in the middle of the list? So, in the case of array list and in the case of linked list, what will be the complexities, time complexities?
So if you are putting a middle element in arrays and linked list, that
Okay.
in arrays it will be to the power O of n. It can be said as, and in linked list can be said as O of n by two.
In the, sorry,
In array we can say like the image of total for arrays. For linked list it can be say O of n by two.
how? How it will be?
Like if the array is of length n, then if you want to input the middle element, then you can divide by two, like uh, divide by two, and then you can proceed with that.
Okay.
Yes.
And in the case of array list,
In the case of
array list.
arrays, you can say as O, O of n. Right? And just
How? Okay, what if we are inserting at the first index?
First index we will get O of 10, like it is the first element. So when we compile and run the program, in the first element it just index, so we can get O of it, O of 1.
In which array list or linked list? What are you considering here?
In arrays and in linked, in both the cases we'll be having index, the first index, the index 0, so we'll be getting the O of 1.
O of 1. Are you sure?
As of my knowledge, as
Okay. So as you know, array list has a contiguous memory location. So if you are inserting at the first index, you have to move the further elements by one. Next, do you think? Is it?
can you please repeat? Sorry.
So if you are inserting an item in a list at position 0, so do you think we have to move the further elements by a next index ahead? And in that case, it will
It
go
can,
on.
of, yes, my God. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. So uh, sign in. Okay. Okay. I have pasted a link in a chat. Just open that and let me know if you have any questions. So read the problem. Let me know your approach and then start the coding.
Sorry for the slow connection. I'm like, I don't know why this.
Okay, no issues. So you have a given array of integer nums and you would have a one variable target. So just scroll up. Yeah. So yeah. No. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So you have to find two indexes, different indexes. Okay. So and the condition is if you sum up that numbers, so that sum up should have equal to the target value, and you should not choose the same index just like and just like if your target value is 4 and index has a value 2, so you can't choose 2 2 2. Okay, so
Yes.
you have to choose the different indexes, and different indexes can have the same value, and you have exactly one solution in this array. So if you find the solution, you can return instantly, and if not, in that case you can return the -1 -1.
So, ma'am, in this question, we can directly use the brute force approach, like using the two
Okay.
for loops. Two for loops. Like
Mm-hmm.
for the first for loop, you will get the first index. Like for example, let me take this scenario, example two. So first of all, we will take
Mm-hmm.
three, the first loop, and then the
Mm-hmm.
next loop for I plus one. Like for the next loop, like three comma two, three plus two, it will compare first three plus two. Then if it is not equal to continue, and then it will come to three plus four, and that for the second index two plus four, like for that. Like using two loops, we can easily approach this, and we can get a optimal solution also.
What will be the time complexity and the space complexity in this case?
And time complexity will be over n, as I can say. Like,
Are you sure, OFN? You are using here the nested loops. For one value, you are iterating the whole array. So if there are n values, you have to
we
iterate
will
n
O of
into
n
n.
and O of n square. We can get O of n square as we
Okay.
have two loops to follow next to
So
next.
space complexity.
Space complexity, I don't have that idea about.
Okay, so if you are not using any like contiguous memory like array or any other, if you are using any single variable, so you have a complexity of O1. Or if you are using any array or something list, hash maps, something like that, so you have that uh, particular n size of, okay, space. So here you, as you are not using any
Hash map or hash rate.
list or any kind of, okay, contiguous memory, so you don't have a space complexity, so in that case it is O1. So can you optimize it more in the in the case of time?
In the case of time,
Yeah, now it is O1 square. Can you do it in O(n)?
and currently now, ma'am, I am not that
Okay, and,
able.
y- okay, just think about it. It is sorted array, right? So just think, don't think this is a problem. Just think you have some values that is increasing order. Just take as a mathematical question. So you have an increasing order of numbers, and you have to find two different indexes, which if we will sum those particular index values, that sum should have equal to the target. So how will you solve this? You can take a two pointers if that
But
works. Just think about it. Take your time, think about it. If you have pen and paper, you can solve. can you take a one pointer at 0 index and another pointer at somewhere other index and check the sum? And if sum is greater than, less than, or equal to, you can compare with the target and move your pointers accordingly. Can you do it?
I'm using the pointers like two pointers variable and not that efficient in that. I have done a little one
It's
two
still,
codes for that.
I know, but it's not a very complex code. Still, you can think about it. It's not very complex. If you will take a one pointers at 0 index and another pointer at n minus 1 index, if you will sum up these values, that is 15 plus 12, that will be greater than target. Yes, is it?
15
So
plus yes.
that have 17, that is greater than 9. So we have to somehow decrease our sum so that we can reach the target. So in order to decrease, you have to increase your I pointer. Correct? So if you
Yes.
will increase your I pointer, you will increase your sum. So the next I position will be at 1 indexes and J value will be at
11
three
index.
indexes, three indexes at 15, right? So you will again check if 7 plus 15, if these values are greater than, is this value
9.
is greater than 9? Yes. So again, what will you do? You will again do I plus plus.
Then we'll go to the third index, second index,
Oh,
11
sorry,
plus 15.
sorry. One second, one second. One second. So I'm starting from the start. So current, your I equal to 0 indexes and J is equal to 3 indexes. Okay. So you will sum up these values to plus 15. That value is 17. Okay. That value is
Yes,
17.
yes.
That is greater than 9. Anyhow, we have to decrease the sum. So in order to decrease the sum, you have to decrease the most maximum
I
value.
bet.
And you know the maximum value it as it present in the last indexes, right? And you have a last
As
index
it
is
is,
J. So it will be J minus minus. So you will decrease the J minus minus. So currently you have a J at 2 and I at 0. So you will again check. You will sum up these values 11 plus 2, that is 13. Again you have a sum value that is
11.
again greater than 9. So you will again just leave the maximum value and do the J minus minus again. So once you do the J minus minus, you will have a J at 1. So you will again
Yes.
try to sum up, and once you again try to sum up, you will have a sum is equal to the target.
Condition.
So you will have a condition if your sum is equal to target, then just store these indexes in a particular vector or array and just return it. In case if 7 plus 2 is not equal to target, in that case it will be move out of the loop. Okay, and because our while loop condition will be I is less than j. Okay, so in that case it will be move out of the loop and you will return -1. So can you do this? Did you understood this?
Yes, ma'am. I understood the codes like how you said. Let me try to implement that.
Yeah, just dry run once if you did not understood, and if you are ready then we can code it.
Like I understood the concept, the way you explained was quite good. So I understand that how you did, and let me try to implement. Like I have forgotten some basics of pointers values, so let me try once.
Okay, sure, sure. Don't remove all the code. Don't remove all the code. Just go to the
So I,
control Z. Yeah. So this function is already built here for you. Input and output are already handled by the driver function. So you have nums array, you have target, you have just check the output and return it. You don't have to worry about the input, output, or any imports, nothing. Just you have to write your computing logic. Oh, it's not kind of a pointer. It's not a C++ pointer concept of pointer. It's a name pointer. I thought you are taking it wrong, but there is a concept of pointer in the C++ and C. This is a different concept. These are the variables I and j, and we call it pointers. Do you
I'm
understood?
not I'm not getting that part of implementation.
Okay. We will take a two variable I and j, and I will be at 0 indexes and j will be at n minus 1 indexes. Okay. So you have to just code whatever I have told you. How will you code it? What is n here? You haven't defined.
Acha. And they have so the length here.
Okay. So which loop should you use? Mainly for loop or while loop? Do while loop we usually don't prefer. It's very confusing. So in the for loop, as your I and J++ are not simultaneously decreasing or increasing, these are conditionally. So that's why you have to use the while loop. So I is at 0 pointer and j is at n minus 1. So what should be the condition in order to stop your while loop?
For j not equal to 0.
No, just try run it once. Whatever I have told you, just take the first or second example and do by your own.
Wait a second. Let me grab a copy.
Yeah.
Like I have it ready to go.
So just take the second example 3 to 4 and the target is 6. So initially your variables are I and j, that is first and last positions. So just check what should be your condition, how your pointers are moving, when you are getting the answer. Just check, right on this. And just check for every iteration. You know the logic, and so compile like that. If you are stuck or you have any doubt, you can ask.
Yes.
Or if you don't understand the concept, you can just
And
freely ask.
I understood the concept, but I have not practiced from a long time, so that's why I'm getting stuck at facing.
Okay. You are in third year or fourth year?
I'm in third year, currently in third year.
Sorry?
Third year now.
Okay.
And for the while loop, will it be I
Yeah.
not equal to J for the time?
I is
Not equal to J.
I is not equal to J. Okay.
Then we can I increment I of it like for the
Okay.
first
You
three and
you can you can try. You can try. What you are doing? No, 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 no. It's incorrect. Don't just go for a run quickly. Just compile by your own. Just check. It's a
Acha,
very bad impression if you are doing run and run again.
others.
Is that how you are calculating your length of array in the C++? Is it the correct syntax?
Length of num.
You are calculating the length of the string or array? In the string, we used to do like dot length and then braces. It is length, right? Remove the braces. Open and close braces.
Length of num.
Now, okay, it's length of num. Okay, just try this. Try this. It is a vectors, so you can't calculate the length like this. So you have to do nums dot size, then braces. Nums dot size, then round braces. Okay, so if nums of I plus nums of j, just take it in another variable sum because it's look like very clumsy. So take another variable sum and
Acha,
that have the nums of I and nums of j and use that variable. Okay, so if sum is equal to target, you have to return the indices, not the numbers. And you have to return the vector of indices. Okay. And the second thing, If the sum is greater than the target or the less than the target, you have to add this condition. You can't just write else return -1. What is this? Where you are decrementing or incrementing your I and j values. You have 1 more minute left. Okay, so stop sharing. So, do you know what are objects?
Uh, yes, ma'am. Like the objects is a blueprint of a class. We can say object as a
Objects are the blueprint of the class,
okay, object is an
or
instance of a class is the
class is
blueprint of
the blueprint,
an
right?
object is an instance of a class. Object is an instance of a class.
Okay, and what are the 4 pillars of object-oriented programming?
Abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, and abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, encapsulation,
What?
encap- encapsulation,
Abstraction
abstraction, polymorphism, okay? And we have
and
inheritance.
inheritance. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So, what is inheritance?
So inheritance can be struck like there is a one function, for example, and you take the properties of that function. Another method you can say that. In real world example, you can say as like grandparents, father and son. Like father, I inherit like I'm inheriting some properties of my father's, my grandfather's, and that can be referenced as inheritance.
And
Like
what if you don't want to inherit the properties of your parent class? What what will you do?
for
Okay, so what are the static and final keywords?
so static keyword is used for like if you have static keyword can be said as like if you have a variable definition, and final keyword is used for like a constant variable. Like for example, for example, gravity. If you are solving an acceleration to the gravity equation, for example,
Okay,
f is
and
equal to
just let
9.8.
me know
In
about
that
the
you can use
static. I didn't get you.
static can be public static. We use public static for it. Static can be referred as like variables, like the values are mutable,
What
changeable.
variables is it? Or you are making?
That like it is using like
What is the difference between const and final?
constant final.
Yeah. Okay, you are not aware about Java, right? Okay, just let me know about the const only.
constant, constant, constant. Some const variable is keyboard you use for that constant, making a value constant for that.
Okay.
Like
So
if you
do
don't
you know
want that
what?
value to be applicable in the future of like future methods, you don't want that value to be changed by someone else, some other methods or class functions. So
Okay.
we use the global variable constant.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. So, what is primary key?
And primary key is that if you have two database tables, if you have two tables and you want to make a relationship between the two tables, then we use primary key. Like it can be one table can be referenced by using
It's not
primary
like
key.
that. And what if I don't want to?
That is primary key is a unique key identifier value. Like for a table, we have a proper set of unique values that is unique
That will
values. For example,
uniquely
our
identifies your rows. Rows, right?
uh, roles.
Yes.
For
Okay.
example, like our roll number, registration number. That can be
Yeah.
referred as primary key in a table, like in a student database.
Okay. What is normalization?
And normalization process that helps to reduce the redundancy and data integrity of the table. Like if you are having a proper table, like if I am constructing a database, and to reduce the redundancy the human errors, the typing errors, and irrelevant data. Like for phone numbers, we have 10 digits. Sometimes it gets 11 digits by human errors or mistakes. So that can be decreased by normalization. For example, if my name, it can be broken down in three parts: an address and sync. Like for address, if a normal table is constructed and we are making a table for address can be split into three parts like state, city, and etc. So the redundancy is decreased and the table can be proficient and effective. Like how we can get a proper ideas of the tables. That can be referred as normalization.
What is transaction?
Transition, a
Yeah, transaction.
transaction. Ma'am, transaction can be set like if you are making a transaction can be stated as
Okay. Do you know what are the acid properties?
acid properties,
Yeah.
atomicity, consistency, atomicity, consistency, is integrity, and
No. Isolation.
isolation.
Isolation
Atomicity,
and
consistent isolation, and also
durability.
durable.
Right. Okay. So, what is the difference between SQL and no SQL?
And SQL is a we have SQL is a structured query language, proper like we
Mm-hmm.
write queries and all that stuff like stuff from where and all that. And for that
Mm-hmm.
NoSQL we have only scripts like NoSQL can be referred as like from tables text we can extract that information for NoSQL. Like in SQL we have MySQL, PostgreSQL, and for NoSQL we have Redis, Cassandra,
The basic
and
diff. Just let me know the basic difference between. I know the Cassandra, Postgre. What's the basic difference between the main key difference between NoSQL and SQL? Just tell me in the one line. You are not writing here your exam papers.
SQL can be said as that the main difference between SQL and that we have proper queries for that SQL, and in NoSQL we have JSON files and
No,
text for.
we do have Mongo queries in our for our NoSQL database for our MongoDB. We do have Mongo queries. So you can't say we have queries for the SQL and for the for the NoSQL we have some JSON. It's not like that.
Acha, so another example can be referred as for SQL. It is a proper in a tabular format. and that is
Yeah,
that has a fixed
correct.
schema. That has a fixed schema. That has a fixed schema.
Yes.
And in
Yes.
NoSQL, it doesn't have a fixed schema that we can modify according to our
Yeah.
needs.
So that's the main difference between no SQL and SQL. Okay. That's the main key difference. Okay. So your interview completed. Do you have any queries, any doubts, or any suggestion? Feel free to ask.
Like this was my first mock interview, like overall properly. So, like I had prepared for that, but uh, I got confused in the basics only. Like I
Okay.
didn't solve that the first problem in lead code. Now,
Okay.
like,
So,
and
okay.
ma'am,
So what do you want to ask? I mean,
can you give me proper like so how should I like continue from this now on, like for the next my mock interview or my proper regular interview? So how should I proceed? Like as you have
proper
conducted this.
guidance, proper guidance I can't give. Regarding that, you have to connect with Aman and Aman Dalan.
Among like ma'am, in our WhatsApp group, he is an admin. So and
Yeah.
here are
So,
two
so how
sir.
just connect with him and just ask him how we want a long-term mentor guidance. So, for now, I will give you the short term. Okay. So, what you have to focus on right now, you are doing your development, back end or front end or whatever you are doing. Okay. So, just don't focus on that for right now because you are currently in third year. So, every company expect four things from the fresher, in mainly two things: computer fundamentals, okay, DSA, and the third thing is the you have to be good in only one programming language. So you can choose C++, Java, or Python. In the computer fundamental, you have computer networks, you have a operating system, and you have a DBMS. And um, in the computer networks, just the basics like whatever you have taught in your actual CN
The
semester
subnetting
courses.
parts in
Yeah,
masking.
the same, and same for the operating system DBMS, just not a very high level. So in the DBMS, if you are able to do the normalization, if you are um, able to answer the SQL queries, the basic group by or DML command, DDL command, or transactions, so it will be good. And for the operating system, you have to know how the system is working internally, threads, processes, these things. For the DSA, array list is a arrays are the very vast topic, so you have to pick, like you have to start with the easy problems. You can focus mainly on the sheets, striver sheets, and there are many more sheets are there in the market. So you can pick any sheets. I would suggest you the striver A to Z DSA sheet. So that has some 400 around questions. So that has some, like, you can start from recursion, then very basic question is string arrays, then recursion, then level by level it has all the questions, all the level questions, like easy, medium and hard questions are there. So you can just start doing from there. And every question you do, just think about it: why are we using this particular data structure in this question? Suppose that if you are doing any question which has a stack implementation, so just think about it: why we are using stack here, what is the need of a stack, what properties stack has which this question needs the stack. ऐसी कौन सी प्रॉपर्टीज स्टैक के पास है जो इस क्वेश्चन को स्टैक की जरूरत पड़ रही है. And if we don't use a stack, what other data structures or what other algorithms we can implement so that we can solve this solution. So, and if you are doing some problem in on square or something, so just try to optimize that if this is further optimizable. So yeah, this thing. And for the programming language, if you are picking any C++ Java, so regarding this, you just know the basic syntax. Public in the Java, I will let you know. We use public static void main. Okay, so just know why we are. What is the importance of the public here? What is the importance of static void main string arguments? Why this is a string array, not just a string? So why we are using this curly braces blocks? Why we are putting all these codes in one class? So just uh, just think about this, just learn about this. And there are four pillars of the oops concept. Just research how we are implementing these four pillars in the real world development systems. Okay, and yeah, just a basic, these were. Okay, for the Java, if you are picking Java, okay, you are doing C++.
I have,
Okay,
I have done C++ also, C also. I have done Java also. Like I have
okay,
codes, I have done projects using
okay.
scanner, buffer reader, and all stuff.
For the C++, Java, or even the Python, I think the best website you can learn from, that I also followed, that is Java T Point. That's the best
Java.
website. Best website. Okay. Also, if you want to practice for a code, like then you can follow the W3 schools. That is also good for practicing. That has some block, and you can run the code and you can change also. So this is also good. Apart from that, you can learn from books also. So I think that's enough if you will do these things, because you are in third semester, and you'll have companies for internships will be going on. So you must have preparation for this.
And this was the for DSA and stuff. Like if I am proceeding for proper UI UX design, for example, like I've been learning Figma, okay, and graphic designing also, Photoshop and all. I've been making posters and stuffs, like a
Mm-hmm.
side hustle, like side
Mm-hmm.
hustle. So will that be a useful for my career? Like, is it useful? Like, should I
See,
focus, give my time there?
there is a two different role: front end engineer and the back end engineer. In the front end engineer, so from the freshers, when a company comes, you also don't know, and company also don't know which role you will be leading in the future. Okay, so in the start you have to learn the both front end and the back end. So after 2 years, when you will do the both, you will decide where your interest lies. If your interest lies in the front end, you DSA won't be asked much, but front end concept are more basically JavaScript concepts. And if it is back end, then you have to master in DSA, system design. Okay, these are the design patterns. So these are the things, but system design won't ask usually much from the freshers. But yeah, but computer fundamentals and this, whatever I have told you, right? DSA, computer fundamentals, and this language, this will help you in both front end or back end, whatever you are doing, or any I mean data engineering or data science, whatever in which field you will go. This will help in all the fields. These are the common basics.
Okay.
Okay, any other thing?
And ma'am, I have seen your LinkedIn profile. Like you have been working with Flutter and stuff. Like
Yeah,
you've done projects regarding Flutter.
I have done freelancing in COVID time for the Flutter, and some contract basis project and one internship also. So yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I have gone previously for LinkedIn. I have seen your LinkedIn. Like so regarding Flutter, like I've been like not started yet, but I was thinking of
Mm-hmm.
starting Flutter. So should I proceed with Flutter? Like should I learn basic something to make a little bit
Okay.
project for the time thing?
So for
Like
me, I was very curious about Android developments, how app works. So I was curious to know. I was actually interested in making apps, so I learned due to that. but Android development is a separate field because my interest lies in the web also. So actually at that time I was not sure because मैंने सिर्फ Android पढ़ा था. I even haven't done the backend also and the web also. Due to that, and my placements are also going on that time, I think next year. So मैंने just 1 year development किया Flutter में. Then I started preparing for the company this campus placement, and for 1.5 year, I think third year, fourth year I prepared, and then I placed somewhere, and yeah. And then in the company, when I joined my first company, there मैंने फ्रंट एंड जो वेब है जावास्क्रिप्ट है React.js. Then I worked in JavaScript mainly, and in the after 1 year I worked in the backend field. So after 2 years now, I'm pretty much sure that my interest lies where, because I worked in both domain. So yeah, so this is the thing. But data structures, computer fundamentals, and one coding language, this will ask forever. Where will go? So even still nowadays, if I will give any company interview, they will ask what is your preferred language, and if they will not ask the fundamental computer fundamentals, but if you are working in a IT domain, you should have known now. I mean, you are working with सॉफ्टवेयर, सो वो सॉफ्टवेयर का जो आप कोड लिख रहे हो वो इंटरनली मेमोरी कैसे एलोकेट कर रहा है, सिस्टम इसको कैसे रन कर रहा है, और कैसे प्रोसेस हो रहे हैं वन बाय वन इंस्ट्रक्शंस. तो ये सब चीजें तो आनी ही चाहिए, मस्ट. आई मीन दिस इज द मस्ट. बट फॉर DSA, so DSA will help you to grow more in the terms of problem solving. So रियल वर्ल्ड में जब आप डेवलपमेंट करते हो, आपके पास जब बैक एंड या करते हो या फ्रंट एंड करते हो, कुछ भी करते हो, तो आपके पास एक प्रॉब्लम होती है. अब उस प्रॉब्लम को अगर आप जैसे सॉल्व करते हो, आपको कुछ ना कुछ वेरिएबल या कुछ ना कुछ डेटा स्ट्रक्चर लेना पड़ेगा उसको स्टोर करने के लिए. अब अगर आप हैश मैप से फैमिलियर ही नहीं होगे, अगर आपको की वैल्यू कहीं पे स्टोर करना है, तो आप कैसे स्टोर करोगे? नहीं कर पाओगे. अगर मान लो कि आपको स्टूडेंट आईडी और स्टूडेंट का नेम कहीं पे करना है स्टोर, समहाउ आप डेटाबेस से फैच कर रहे हो, देन आप कुछ कैलकुलेशन कर रहे हो, उसके लिए आपको हैश मैप में स्टोर करना है स्टूडेंट का डेटा, तो आप तो एरे ले लोगे, क्योंकि आपको तो स्टोर करना पता ही नहीं है, आपको हैश मैप पता ही नहीं है. अगर आप एरे ले लोगे तो आपका कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी बढ़ जाएगा, लेटेंसी बढ़ जाएगी, सिस्टम डाउन हो जाएगा. सो दैट विल बी अ वेरी बैड कोड, ब्रूट फोर्स अप्रोच. सो अगर आप डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स करते रहोगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि हाँ, हैश मैप यूज कर सकते हैं, हैश मैप में हम इस तरीके से ऑपरेशन कर सकते हैं, उसमें टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी O1 होती है, पुट की होती है, तो रिमूव कर सकते हैं इजीली. सो ये हमेशा काम आएंगे अगर आप फ्रंट एंड कर रहे हो या बैक एंड कर रहे हो, क्योंकि डेटा कैलकुलेशन तो आपको फ्रंट एंड में भी करना पड़ता है, बैक एंड में भी करना पड़ता है. ये तो आपने फ्रंट एंड किया हुआ है तो आप जानते हो ना, फ्रंट एंड में भी काफी कैलकुलेशंस होती है. ओके, सो दिस इज द थिंग. So you have to mainly focused on these fundamentals rather than the development. अगर आप डेवलपमेंट कर रहे हो, मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगी कंप्लीटली छोड़ दो, जस्ट कंटिन्यू दिस, बट आपको डेली इनमें से कोई एक चीज स्टार्ट करनी है और इसे खत्म करना है. मतलब अगर आप 3 चीजें सोच रहे हो पढ़ने के लिए, देन आप 1 घंटा डेली निकालो, आप स्टार्ट करो CN से. CN के सारे टॉपिक्स आप देखो, CN में क्या क्या टॉपिक्स हैं, आपको क्या क्या मेनली फोकस करना है, उसका टाइमलाइन ले लो कि मुझे 10 दिन में खत्म करना है, 20 दिन में खत्म करना है. सेम फॉर द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, सेम फॉर द DBMS. DSA के लिए गोल बनाओ कि आपने एक स्ट्राइवर शीट ले ली है, ताकि आपको लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए या शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए डेली सोचना ना पड़े कि आपको कौन सा क्वेश्चन आज सॉल्व करना है या कौन सा टॉपिक आज सॉल्व करना है. DSA शीट ले लो. एक बार आप DSA शीट ले लोगे, आप वहां पे ट्रैक कर पाओगे कि आप कौन से प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर पा रहे हो, कौन से नहीं सॉल्व कर पा रहे हो. And for the C++, Java, whatever language knowledge required, you can just, अगर आप जैसे डीएसए करोगे तो डीएसए में ही आप बहुत सारे ऐसे टर्म्स होंगे, जब आप करने लगोगे तो आप सोचोगे कि यार हम यहाँ पे पब्लिक क्यों यूज कर रहे हैं, हम मतलब पब्लिक स्टैटिक वर्ड में क्यों यूज कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे डेटा टाइप क्यों नहीं यूज कर रहे हैं, जो कंस्ट्रक्टर है वो हम पैरामीटर क्यों ले रहे हैं, डिफॉल्ट कैसे करता है, वो काम कैसे करता है। तो ये सब आपके मन में क्वेश्चंस आने लगेंगे, यू विल have a curiosity to know more about that. So, and yeah, these are the things. Okay. Any other thing?
Nothing else, man. Like maybe my interview was a little bit uh, bad,
No
but I
worries.
learned so much
It's
from you.
fine. It's fine.
But I
Yeah.
learned in many valuable insights, like the way you
Yeah.
explained and all that. I
Okay.
got all the concept, but the problem was with implementation. Like I understood the concept, like you told that two-pointer approach for using
Yeah.
ing, then comparing their values. If it is greater than that and less than that for the same, you have to reduce from starting and from the end. It is a sorted area for that. I got the concept, but now the question is how to implement that. So I will be working on
Yeah.
that part first. Okay.
Sure.
And the tips you gave me, it is really valuable for me. Like, now I'm a bit confident that I will do something. Like, I will have a
Yes.
proper plan for my few years, months. Okay, how to do my DSA
Yeah.
and stuff. And thank you for that.
Okay. 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 You can leave. Thank you.
Thank you, man.